Section 5.3, multiplication of polynomials. So first, let me do a monomial times a monomial. So on page 195, let me do problem number 2. 3y squared times 6y. In exercises 1 through 16, find the product of the pair of monomials. So let's multiply these. And this is just the same as we did in the previous section. Multiply constant times constant. 3 times 6, 18. Y squared times y to the first. Since you're multiplying and you have the same base, keep the base and add exponents. 2 plus 1 is 3. And that is your answer. Let me do problem number 4. 5x to the 6, negative 5x to the 4. And so let me multiply. Positive times negative is negative. 5 times 5, 25. X to the 6 times x to the 4, 6 plus 4, 10. And that is your answer. Let me do problem number 16. Negative 2 x to the 4 z times negative 8 x to the 6 z to the 5. Okay, so let me multiply. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 8 is 16. X to the 4 times x to the 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. Z times z to the 5. Well, 1 plus 5 is 6. So z to the 6. Now, let me multiply a monomial times a polynomial. So in this case, we will just be using the distributive property. Let me do problem number 20. Negative 4 z square 5 plus z. In exercises 17 through 40, use distributive law to find the product and simplify the result. So let me do this. So let me multiply each of these inside the parentheses by negative 4z squared. And so negative times positive is negative. 4 times 5 is 20, z squared. Negative times positive is negative. 4 times 1 is 4. Z squared times z is z cubed. And that is your answer. Let me do problem number 28. Negative 4a squared 2a squared minus 3a minus 6. So by distributive property, let me multiply the negative 4a squared inside the parentheses. And so you get negative times positive is negative. 4 times 2, 8. A squared times a squared, a to the 4. Negative times negative, positive. 4 times 3, 12. A squared times a cubed. Negative times negative, positive. 4 times 6, 24, a squared. And that is your answer. Let me do problem number 30. X squared plus 3x minus 4 minus 2x. So again, let's use distributive property. And so let's multiply the negative 2x inside the parentheses. And so positive times negative is negative. 2 times 1 is 2. X squared times x, x cubed. Positive times negative is negative. 3 times 2 is 6. X times x, x squared. Negative times negative positive. 4 times 2, 8. X. Let me do problem number, let's do binomial times binomial. And again, we'll be using distributive property. So let me do problem number 32. 3y minus 2, 2y squared plus 5. So first, let me use distributive property and multiply each of the terms in each of these terms in the second polynomial by 3y, each of these terms in the second polynomial by negative 2. And so 3 times 2 is 6. Y times y squared is y cubed. Positive times positive, positive. 3y times 5, 15y. Negative 2 times positive 2 is a negative 4y squared. Negative 2 times positive 5 is a negative 10. And I'm done. Let me actually write in descending order. You don't have to, but maybe I'll write in descending order. And so I get 6y cubed minus 4y squared plus 15y minus 10. It is still correct if you don't put in descending order, but I'll put in descending order. Let me do problem number 36. Three x squared minus 5y cubed 2y minus x squared y. So again, let's use distributive property. Let's multiply every term in the second polynomial by 3x squared by negative 5y cubed. And so I get 3 times 2, 6. X squared times y, x squared y. 3 times negative 1, negative 3. X squared times x squared, x to the 4, y. Negative 5 times 2, negative 10. Y cubed times y, y to the 4. Negative times negative. Actually, let me move this over a little bit. Negative times negative is a positive. 5 times 1 is 5. Y cubed times x squared y is x squared y to the 4. Now, I'll write this in descending order. So let's see. I have here 4 plus 1, so 2 plus 1, that's going to be 3, so that's a cubic term. 4 plus 1, that's 5, so that's degree 5. 4, 2 plus 4 is 6. Oh, so let's write that first. So 5 x squared y to the 4. And then I have a negative 3 x squared y. Again, that's a of order 5, degree 5 term. And then I have a degree 4 term, minus 10y to 4, and a degree 3 term, plus 6 x squared y. And that is your answer. Of course, you could have just left it written not in descending order, but I decided to write in descending order. Let me do problem number 40. And so let's do a polynomial times a polynomial. So let's look in this case. So again, we'll just be using the distributive property just yet again. And so problem 40. Negative 3x x squared plus 4y 2y minus x squared. So in this case, let's first use distributive property to multiply each of the terms in this third polynomial by x squared by, 4y. And so I get negative 3x times 2 x squared y minus x to the 4. And that's multiply everything by 4y.